All right. I'm going to give you guys a copy of this on Canvas so you'll see it as well on there. But I'm going to walk you through it real quick just so you can kind of see what I would like for you to do on this. I hate to kill you with projects, but I'm going to give you another project. From the last project, hopefully you realized that I don't need like this fancy schmancy thing. This one, I want it to be a little bit nicer looking because I'm going to have you do something with it when you're done. You're going to post it in a discussion board and then other people are going to look at it. So you want it to look kind of nice. Some people did really nice stuff on the last one. So if you did really nice stuff on the last one, kind of just complete that. But it says Deep Sea Poster Project, which usually when we're in class, we do something like on the back wall. People at home can't see it, but on the back wall, right top corner, we do kind of a poster that has a bunch of different organisms on it. And then, so for this year, I've tried to kind of reverse it and make it where it's a little bit easier. So I'm not going to say you can't work with someone, but I want you to do your own because that's going to give us a wider array of organisms probably, right? So I'm trying to limit it as much as possible. Normally those guys have to look up like a ton of different things. I'm making it where you guys look up 4 organisms and you choose them. But I want those organisms to be in the mesopelagic and below. So we're talking deep sea critters. So I don't want to see like dolphins, sharks. Some sharks do go deeper, so if it is a deeper water shark, that's fine. But I don't want to see like things that you would normally see in the ocean. I want to see things that are a little bit more interesting because they're deeper and we don't know as much about them, which one makes it a little bit harder to find sometimes, but 2, you should find some things that are kind of interesting. So here's the plan. You're going to research organisms of the deep sea, mesopelagic and below. So that means you're going to have 4 different things because it's mesopelagic, abyssopelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic, and hadopelagic. So it's just going to be 4 organisms, and you're going to make an electronic poster series. So you're basically making a poster for each one. On that poster, it's not going to have a lot of information. You're going to give like adaptations, where it is, and then pictures of it, right? So it should be pretty simple to put that poster together. I don't expect it to take you more than, maybe 15, 20 minutes per organism, unless you're like really anal about graphic design and you decide I am going to like make this look as cool as possible, and then it might take you a little bit longer, right? And then if I see it and it looks really, really cool, I might, give you more points than other people. But basically, I'm not looking for it to be like crazy, crazy, crazy awesome. But it does need to be a little bit nicer than just like bullet points on a white sheet of paper. Make sense? So here's what you're going to have. You're going to have e-posters that include, first of all, an e-poster of the zones of the ocean, including the depths. So this is going to be kind of your cover page. So now it's 5 total posters, okay? On that cover page or cover poster, you're basically showing where the depths of the ocean are. So the epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic, hadopelagic, and then a picture of the organism that you chose from each zone. So you're going to put a little picture in there, and I'll show you an example of that in just a second. But basically, you're going to have that on your poster. Then you'll have general adaptations of all deep water organisms. So you're basically putting down like kind of examples of what adaptations we find in deep water organisms. Does someone knock it? Of course. Yes. Oh, you're back. And then lastly, we're doing a highlight section of Virgin Deep Sea Submarine. You might be going, Virgin, what? What are we talking about? It's actually the company Virgin, like Virgin Airlines. This guy, the guy that does Virgin Airlines, created a project or a mission where he wanted to start charting the deep seas in a more, a more methodical fashion, and then also be able to bring tourists down there. He's the guy that wants to bring tourists to space. He also wants to bring tourists to the deepest parts of the ocean. And so if you look up Virgin Deep Sea Submarine, basically you can kind of find out about its mission, what it is, who finances it, where is it now, which I just told you some of that, and then any interesting information that you might find out about it. And I will know when I read that if you BS this or not, because there's some information that should tip me off as to whether you really found information about it or if you just said what I just said, right? So be sure you look into it and actually look at it and find some information about it, because there's a piece of information that's pretty important that I'll know if that's not in there that you didn't really look at it. And then the second part is you're going to have, so that's one poster, right? Then your other 4 posters are just one e-poster for one organism from each deep ocean zone. So mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic, hadopelagic. Now, it may be difficult to find, well, this one is exactly in the hadopelagic, because some of these guys move from one zone to the other. So I'm not going to be picky about, if you find 4 deep water, like I'm talking really deep, not like, hey, I went deep sea fishing and caught a red snapper. I'm talking about weird organisms that live down in the deep. If you find 4 of those and make slides about them, and it says, you know, this one lives in the abyssopelagic zone, and then the next one says this one lives in the abyssopelagic zone and the mesopelagic zone, like I'm not going to knock you that, oh no, those are the same zone. If you have 2 that are in the abyssal pelagic zone, I'm not going to knock you for that. Pick 4 organisms that you want to look up from the deep ocean. Don't pick, I like dolphins, and I like sea bass, and I like those are all in shallow water. I want deep water stuff. Okay, so if it's in Finding Nemo, don't put it on your poster unless you're talking about the anglerfish. That's the only one that would belong on your poster. Huh?
Is that the one with the light?
The anglerfish. Yeah. So that would be that. So, but on that poster, so each organism's poster, and these should be pretty straightforward. It has a picture, and then you're going to have adaptations of the organism, where is it found, and then general characteristics of that organism, and then any interesting information. Like if you do the anglerfish, you better tell me how it has sex, because it's freaking out, right? So be sure that you got interesting information on there. So notice there's 4 e-posters total for that section. So this is 1, this is 2, and then, or I'm sorry, this is 1, this is 4, for 5 total e-posters. So your grade will be determined by those 5 e-posters, which should look like this. Basically, it's 20 points per poster. 20 times 5 equals 100. And you should have on each poster, with the exception of the first one, you should have general characteristics, adaptations, pictures. Where are they? Interesting information and visual appeal. So visual appeal, I mean, this is kind of my example. That would be more of the title page one. But you notice how I kind of put everything together relatively nicely. There's some colors that offset certain things. But that's not like, oh man, let's put that on the wall because it's so super awesome, right? So I'm not looking for it to be like, man, I can't get this just graphically appealing, right? So it can be cut and pasted and put on there. So there's 2 ways that I think you can kind of do it. I posted a video already that kind of walks you through. I didn't post it yet, but I will post a video in Canvas that walks you through how to use PowerPoint to actually create something like this, where you could actually move it and it all stays together. So it's like a bunch of text boxes. So you can watch that in Canvas. I'll show you guys real quick just kind of another example that I had, and it looks almost exactly like that. This would be an example kind of what the title page should look like. And if you watch the Canvas video that I'll put in a minute, it shows you how I got all of these things to stay together when I move them, right? So each thing is its own individual picture, but when I move the whole thing, it's its own deal. And in that video, I'll show you how to do that. And you can actually, when you get it to where everything is grouped together, you can actually right-click on the box and you can hit save as the picture, and then you can just paste it into another document if you want. Or if you would rather do it where it's just like this, it's just hard to read because that's not on the slide, right? Because it overlaps the slide. So I usually take this, dump it into a Word file, and when it goes into the Word file, it ends up as a picture. It ends up looking like it's on my desktop, that's why. It ends up, when you dump it into a Word file, it ends up looking like this guy, where it's basically all one picture that I can move and I can't click on anything. So then I would just be able to scroll through 5 pages of posters. Does that make sense? So the video there on how to do all that, notice this would be your title slide, or your title poster. I have all of the organisms that I'm going to look at. I have what zone they kind of relate to, and then I have those organisms listed so that you can see what I'm going to go over, and then I have what adaptations things have in there, and I just made stuff up there. You can find some better ones. And then I have my information about the Virgin Deep Sea Ocean Submarine Project, right? So I have everything there. That would be nice and condensed and ready to just pop into a discussion board or whatever and say, you know, what do you think about this? That way other people can see different organisms, hopefully, than what they did. I know a lot of people are probably going to do like the anglerfish, and a lot of people are going to do, but when you go to look for other things, you're probably going to find some different things that other people don't look at. Does that make sense? Yes? Due date. As of now, I'm looking at, I'm going to put, today is Wednesday. I'm going to put, Friday is Tuesday coming back as an A day. Remember, we don't have school Monday, rain or snow, no school Monday. And then Tuesday could very well be snow. But my plan is I would like for this to be done Tuesday. I might have to give you one more A day to get it done, but let's shoot for Tuesday. Okay, that gives you the rest of today, it gives you Friday, and then it gives you Tuesday, right? So it's not due before, it's due at the end of Tuesday. Does that make sense? Good? Questions?